The third thing guys really should or consider or must do with COVID to move things along, Jonathan, guardian ad litem, sometimes they refer to as a child advocate. It really becomes an attorney to represent the children. But I see some value, and I'm curious your position. Do you think the guardian ad litem is something that could be advantageous to guys during COVID-19, maybe even to help resolve custody issues while the court system isn't having trials, full-blown trials on a non-emergency basis?
We want to make sure we're not rushing through these kind of cases. A typical divorce is going to last you many years in the future. And so as you explore all of your options, a guardian ad litem is a great option to explore. It may fit in some cases. It may not fit in other cases. A guardian ad litem, for those of you who don't know it, is an attorney that represents the children. I've been doing this for about 12 years. However, I have noticed over time that when you're talking to a judge gives a little bit more deference to a guardian ad litem than they probably do to mom's attorney or dad's attorney, almost using the guardian as like a tiebreaker vote on what should happen with the kids, like a custody evaluator or some sort of expert, when really they're just an attorney presenting a view of a client. So you do want to be careful in guardian ad litem cases. I typically would not recommend it unless you have a lopsided case. And when I say lopsided, I mean a case where you've got a really good parent and a really bad parent, because then you kind of have a better idea of where this guardian's probably going to be leaning. When you've got two good parents, that guardian is a wild card that I don't know if I'd want to play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very dangerous situation. We've talked a lot about it in our live in-person seminars, where sometimes, not to demean the position of a guardian, but you just don't know what you're getting, particularly their attorney. We're not trained to be an expert in child relations or psychology or psychiatry. And so I say you may have as good of a chance of hiring a plumber to make a custody decision. It's just that. It's a little bit of a gamble. But Asa, I want your thoughts whether or not you've had some success in asking for a guardian that's turned the tide a little bit, maybe in a custody battle for you.
Well, that's interesting. In New York, we actually don't have guardians. We have what's called attorneys for the child. And their role is a little different in that they are not supposed to interpose their own opinion about what's in the child's best interests. And AFC's job is to express any strong opinion of the child. So it's only weighed so much. But yes, they can have a very significant impact. I was on a court conference just the other day with a court. And the mother is one of those who is withholding all contact. We had an AFC already, and thank goodness. They reached out to their clients, who are the children, asked if they wanted to see dad, if they had any fear, if they had any concerns. And on the court conference, which was just the attorneys, but also the attorney for the child, the AFC was able to express that opinion to the court, and the court immediately modified the current order to allow that father to see his children. So it was an invaluable resource, and one that we utilize whenever we think it's appropriate.
Yeah, I think it's really something that is overlooked, not only from the perspective of a resource, but really could be a detriment. So I do think that you need to have a consultation with your attorney. There are even opportunities perhaps around the country for what we call a change of guardian, someone who's appointed by the court. You might get another bite at the apple to get someone different. So make sure to ask about that and see if that applies in your city, in your county, and in your state, because I think that's equally important.